What's up, gamers? Welcome back to yet another Diecast review. This one's gonna be pretty cool. This is the car that I saw in person in Victory Lane again. And I also saw the Connor Zillich one, but I didn't do a review on that one. But this is Chris Buescher's Watkins Glen race win with BuildSubmarines.com. And this is my first Buescher diecast, if I had to believe. Yeah, this is my first Buescher diecast in 124. Let's get right into this one. So now in my in-person collection, I have Kyle Busch's 2013 Watkins Glen win, William Byron's 2023 Watkins Glen win, and also Connor Zillich Watkins Glen Xfinity, and now this. So let's take a look at your regular race-winning 2024 diecast box. You see the checkered flag design here with the render of the race win car there. Then your registered cars in. Hopefully you have something good here today. And then back here, the checkered flag pattern with the Lionel and Cup Racing logos, race version, checkered flag winner sticker. You had 588 of these produced. And on the top of the box, it's pretty much the same design on the side, but just bigger. So let's get this out of here. But as always, before we take a look at the race win cars, we take a look at our winner sticker and also the stat card. See right here, September 15th, 2024 in Watkins Glen, goal bowling at the Glen winner. Well, obviously it's not here, but I got to take a picture with Chris Buescher as well, next to the trophies. Sounds cool. Anyway, time of race, 2 hours, 38 minutes. See all that if you want to pause and read all that. And we'll talk more about this race win when I get this off the base, and we can take a look at Chris Buescher's 2024 Watkins Glen race win. Alright, I got the car off the base, and now we can take a look at Chris Buescher's Watkins Glen race win from 2024. You can see the big old donut right here on the side of the door. I don't know if that was earlier in the race or on the last lap battling with SVG. But either way, this was a good finish. And happy to say I was able to watch it on the TV in Victory Lane. So, yeah, that was cool. Anyway, SVG made a mistake in the bus stop. And Buescher was able to capitalize as he was catching him, obviously, in that part of the track. And then moved SVG up at the track in the carousel. And then was able to pull away and win the race. SVG almost had another chance at getting to him, but he slid out of the final two corners and kind of ruined it. But either way, a really good finish for Watkins Glen standards, especially with this next-gen car. Because remember, 2023 was probably one of the worst races for Watkins Glen in history. And that's because there were no stage cautions, but people don't want to talk about that. Anyway, I wish it was back in the playoffs, but no playoff drivers won, but it's whatever. But it's back to the first or second week of August, unfortunately. I mean, it was hot either way, but out of the playoffs again and got replaced by Gateway for whatever reason. But yeah, September Watkins Glen race was cool. I mean, like I said, it was still hot either way. And by the way, it does have that flat tire. I don't know if you guys can see this, that he flattened at Victory Lane, so that's also accurate. Let's go over the sponsors and stuff. See, we have Goodyear here about the tire, and then you have the 17 in chrome over here on the side as well. You have BuildSubmarines.com, you have Fastenal, Mac Tools, I forget what that logo is, but right next to it. Then you have Tulip, Syspro, Siemens, and Faro as well, with the Ford Performance thing there. Then you have Fifth Third Bank on the quarter panel, and then on the name rail you have Chris Buescher with the Texas shape. And then you have the winner sticker. This must be just after they took the picture, or just after he put it on. And then you have Ford Castrol Edge over there as well. Nothing over here. And then on the deck lid, you have a complete black thing with the Blue Forge Alliance. We have DIN number 237, which is kind of funny because my Truex memory lane car from Homestead also came in. It has the same exact DIN number, so that's pretty rare. You see same DIN for the same car coming from the same shipment. Anyway, on the rear bumper, you have BuildSubmarines.com. You have RFK, Ford Michigan license plate, and the 17 again as well. On the inside, pretty much same stuff, buildsubmarines.com. Here's your get bioethanol thing. It was on this side with the shape on it, but that's because it's the mold. So they put it over here, which is normal for Watkins Glen, because you put on this side to put the fuel in. And then you have the Fifth Third Bank logo, and you have Fastenal, Syspro, Faro, Tulip, Siemens, that other weird logo that I keep forgetting, and Mac Tools, and you have Ford Performance there as well. On the name wheel, you have Chris Buescher with Texas logo, basically. Then you have the Ford logo and Castrol Edge. And then you have the Chrome number 17 over here. And the NASCAR Cup Series logo again, with a little bit of damage here as well. And you have the Goodyear logo above the tire once again. And then on the hood, of course, you have the buildsubmarines.com with the radar thing there as well, with the kind of submarine kind of radar, which is pretty cool. And then you have the, the eyelashes, basically, sponsors. The 3 buildsubmarines.com logos again. On the front bumper, you have the 17 and RFK logo there. And on the roof, you have the black number 17 with buildsubmarines.com once again. Now let's go over race damage. Like I said before, there's a little bit of a donut here. I assumed from either SVG or some battle earlier in the race that I don't really remember. And then over here in the white, you can kind of really see it in this with the white it has. You can see the dirt and grime. Then you have right here as well on the tire. You can see that flat tire, like I mentioned before. And then rear bumper has the same dirt and grime. Someone has the diecast and the rear bumper, and I think one of the sides from the race too. So I think they said there's not as much dirt on the rear bumper as on the diecast, but that's probably because they cleaned it off. I don't know. Anyway, on the other side, you have this little bit of I guess a scrape from something. I don't know what. And then another scrape right here. I don't know if it got into the wall or what. Or something. I don't know. But there's that. And on the roof, there's like this. I don't know what this is. It's not confetti. It looks like some kind of wiring or something. I don't remember what that was. Because I don't remember seeing anything on the roof in Victory Lane on the car. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember what that was. But I couldn't tell you. And on the front bumper, I'm surprised it's not more white here. But you can see the dirt and grime right there as well. Yeah, there's a little bit of dirt and grime there. On the front, you can kind of see it in the blue as well. So, yeah. Yeah, obviously the race-worn tires. One of my favorite things about race wins is the race-worn tires as well. And, yeah, that's really about it for race damage. Anyway, speaking of Chris Buescher, hasn't won a race yet this season. At Atlanta last week, he had a great-looking Cinnamon Toast Crunch car. That's obviously been pre-ordered, so I'll be getting that at some point when it comes out. I also have the shirt. Not a Buescher fan by any regards, but I also don't hate the guy either. I think he's cool. And that's going to be really cool to have as well, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch stuff. That scheme is really good, and I'm glad they got rid of that white hood on the Kroger cars, because that car got a lot better with that, without it, so. I think RFK is probably making a bank with all that merchandise they're selling with that Cinnamon Toast Crunch car. And hopefully Kroger sees that and takes more opportunities at sponsors like that. And I was hoping that would originally go to Priest. I think Buescher is okay too. I wouldn't mind Brad either, but he's got that Continental car that he ran in Daytona. I don't think Priest has run a cool thing other than the Boost pink car, whatever that was. At Bristol, I think. I think it was at Bristol when he ran that pink car. That was really cool looking, but they didn't offer anything of that. But hopefully they get something good for Priest at some point on a Kroger car. Because he's kind of the one who brought Kroger into RFK. So, hopefully something good comes out of that sometime this year. Anyway, back on topic with the Buescher car. Like I mentioned before, I saw this car in Victory Lane. I watched it battle with SVG on the screen. So that was fun. And then obviously got a picture with Buescher on the Victory Lane, whatchamacallit, podium, I guess? Yeah, I guess like the little podium stage. So that was cool. Basically, that's pretty much it for this review. If you guys enjoyed, smash that button, subscribe. Turn on notification bell so you don't miss an upload, especially if you like Diecast reviews. I don't know when my next one is. Not gonna lie to you. I think it could be when Briscoe's Darlington win comes in, because that's the last SHR win to ever happen. So, I guess stay tuned for that. I don't know when that's coming. I don't know if it's coming in August, September, or anything. It doesn't have a shipping date yet, so yeah, other than that, see you gamers next time. Have a great day, gamers.